PURC orders ECG and Ghana Water Company to immediately rectify wrongly billed customers from December 1st.
Ghana Health Service given 7-day ultimatum to produce letters authorizing sole sourcing without approval from Public Procurement Authority.
And suicide bomb attack on a market in Cameroon.
Good evening. It's the beginning of another working week. You're welcome to the studios of GBC24 and GTV. We update you on events around our world. I'm Akushika Akwe.
And I'm Conrad Kakraba, and Robert Frimpolmansi is doing the sign language translation.
Oil prices tumbled again on Monday, eroding last week's gains as OPEC called for cooperation from oil-producing nations outside the cartel. Brent crude fell 4.1% to $30.86 a barrel, following a 10% rise on Friday, while U.S. oil shed 4.7% to $30.68.
The slide came as the head of OPEC called for all oil-producing nations to work together. Abdullah Al-Badri said both OPEC and non-OPEC oil producers needed to tackle oversupply to help prices rise. OPEC accounts for almost 42% of the world's oil production.
The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has ordered the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, to correct the metering and billing anomalies following the implementation of last year's major tariff increase on their metering and billing platforms. The ECG has also been directed to develop and implement a detailed communication plan for engaging the public on the impact of the tariffs and measures put in place to resolve implementation challenges. In a statement, the PURC reassured consumers that the Commission is monitoring all feedback from the recent tariff increases and will ensure that the ECG discharges its obligations to customers. The PURC also says it is aware that some ECG and Ghana Water Company customers have been billed at the new rates from the 1st of December last year, representing 13 days overbilling, contrary to sections 18 subsection 1 and 2 of Act 538. Also, some Ghana Water Company customers have also been billed from the 1st of December on the basis of a company's average billing formula unapproved by the Commission, which is contrary to sections 18 subsections 1 and 2 of Act 538.
The statement said the PURC has therefore taken a decision to ensure that tariffs approved by the Commission apply only to consumption on and subsequent to the effective date stated in the applicable gazette. It stated that ECG and Ghana Water Company should take immediate steps to rectify the bills of customers overbilled or wrongly billed from 1st December. The PURC is also asking the ECG and the Ghana Water Company to refund the full amounts overcharged by crediting the accounts of the affected customers and inform the customers accordingly. It said in the event of non-compliance with the order, ECG and Ghana Water Company will automatically pay a surcharge of 5% of the excess amount overbilled to each customer whose account is not credited with the amount overcharged in addition to the refund.
Parliament's Public Accounts Committee has given the Ghana Health Service a 7-day ultimatum to produce letters and reports that led to sole sourcing on the procurement of vehicles and male condoms without approval from the Public Procurement Authority. The chairman of the committee, Mr. Kwekwa Jiman-Menu, gave the directive on Monday when officials of the Ghana Health Service were unable to give definite dates as to when the actual procurement process started. IOCO is investigating the matter, but it has taken 7 years to come out with a report.
It's the third appearance of the Health Ministry before the Public Accounts Committee. The panel interrogated officials on procurement. It came up that the Ghana Health Service breached the Procurement Act by adopting a single sourcing of some equipment for the service. An amount of 1,450,000 cedis was used to purchase male condoms only. Officials of the Health Ministry sought to explain that the amount was not from the coffers of government but from a global fund. Also, another 378,000 cedis was used to purchase laboratory consumables. 321,867 Ghana cedis was used for premium insurance payment on 325 vehicles by the Ghana Health Service, among others, in 2009. The committee identified that all those processes were done by sole sourcing without the approval of the Public Procurement Authority. But the Director General of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Ebenezer Apiadentra, admitted that his outfit had to do sole sourcing because the events were on their emergency list. Over 7 million Ghana cedis alone was spent on sole sourcing and substandard equipment purchase without approval from PPA between 2011 and 2013. For failing to give definite answers to when the sole sourcing began in the ministry, the committee gave the Health Ministry 7 days to produce documents on these purchases, for which IOCO has been investigating in the last 7 years. But what constitutes sole sourcing became debatable at some point during the interrogation.
We normally go for sole sourcing when the equipment, for instance, is a specialized equipment that you can get from only one manufacturer. And if that equipment is also a closed system, then it means that you need to get the consumables from that same manufacturer.
Sole sourcing is a circumstantial issue. The circumstances will dictate whether an item requires sole sourcing or not. So in most cases, or in some cases, there are issues which, even though you would go through the general process of procurement, may require sole sourcing.
The chairman of the committee, Kweku Ajiman-Menu, charged the ministry's internal auditors and procurement officers to properly carry out internal procurement.
Any person who contravenes any provision of this act, any provision, commits an offense, and where no penalty has been provided for the offense, the person is liable on summary conviction to a fine not exceeding 1,000 penalty units, or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 5 years, or to both. So you can go to jail just because you didn't respect the terms of the Procurement Act.
The auditors will say go and do retrospective regularization. But we said over and over and again that we wouldn't want to accept posthumous regularization of issues, and therefore let us do the right things upfront to avoid audit queries.
The chief executive of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Gilbert Backel, also appeared before the committee. He announced that his outfit no more gives salary advance to staff. This became necessary because many who were given salary advance in 2011 have refused to pay back. But he says officials have so far managed to recover 117,000 cedis from 125 members of staff. Currently, 16 people are still indebted to Kolebu to the tune of 10,000 cedis. He called on the BNI to help locate such persons who may have resigned or abandoned their posts. A delegation from the Bulsa traditional area, led by the Paramount Chief, Nab Azantilo, today called on the President, Mr. John Mahama, at the Flagstaff House in Accra. The visit was an effort to introduce the new chief to the President and review infrastructural development of Bulsa area in the Upper East region. They requested for a tertiary institution, early completion of roads currently under construction, and medical establishments in the area.
Led by the Paramount Chief of the Bulsa traditional area, the Bulsa delegation included 8 divisional chiefs, the Deputy Upper East Regional Minister, sitting and former MPs, and district chief executives of either Bulsa North or South. The dispute surrounding the new Paramount Chief's ascension to the throne is cleared, paving way for his formal introduction to government. 2 of the 123 Community Day Senior High Schools, sanctioned by the President, are currently under construction in Bulsa. While acknowledging works being done there, the chiefs made requests for more facilities.
I have stepped into the big shoes of someone whose memory and whose spirit will forever guide you to continue to give Ghana a deserving leadership. Bulsa cannot develop without education. We have many basic schools and a few senior secondary schools. So we're happy when Your Excellency decided to bring 2 more schools to the traditional area.
President Mahama said the state was considering raising divisional chiefs to the status of paramountcies. He pledged to add on to the physical development of Bulsa.
A pilot project covering 1,000 acres has been done, and I'll be coming over to come and commission it. And that is going to be the basis for expansion all the way into the Sicily-Kulpong area. We're looking at about 10,000 hectares of agricultural land. And I believe that 10,000 hectares of agricultural land in that area is going to cover, potentially there's about 30,000 hectares, but 10,000 hectares is the first phase, and then it will be expanded as we go along. And so it's very necessary for us.
What the Bulsa chiefs requested from government were social facilities for the communal benefit of the people. According to the chiefs, once the enabling environment was created, the people can fully execute their potential. Napoleon Atukitu reporting.
1 week on, members of the Legon Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEU, have still not returned to work. TEU, on Monday, 18th January, declared a nationwide strike to impress on the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to correct the salary disparities between junior and senior staff in public universities. According to TEU, the implementation of the single spine salary structure in 2010 has resulted in a big gap between junior and senior staff. And even though it has raised the issue a number of times, the FWSC has failed to deliver on a promise to bridge the gap. When GBC24 visited the campus of the University of Ghana, the junior staff of TEU were still complying with the directives of their leaders. The national leadership of TEU threatened to withdraw its services until the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission corrected disparities in the placement of members on the public sector salary structure.
Heads of secondary schools have been directed to adhere to charging approved fees only in their various schools. In line with this, the Ghana Education Service has released the fee items that the government has absorbed for all-day public senior high school students. This is in line with government's commitment to implement the progressively free secondary education policy. The policy is to ensure that all students have access to quality education.
The issues of heads of public schools charging unapproved fees has persisted over the years. Heads of institutions continue to charge fees that are not approved by the GES. In recent times, there have been agitations against such heads by their students. According to the PRO of the Ghana Education Service, Reverend Jonathan Bete, schools sometimes need extra funds to embark on other projects, but this is what they have to do.
PTAs also were given the opportunity to collect what they are expected to collect strictly. Some of the PTAs, I can tell you that they have written permission to the Director General of Ghana Education Service on the projects that they are embarking on in their schools. Some have been approved, and we are seeing that those who did not write any permission or any letter to Director General to that regard must strictly follow the directive from GES headquarters, Director General.
The Director General of the GES has directed the President of the Conference of Heads of Secondary Schools, CHAS, to communicate the implementation of the progressively free secondary education policy to all its members for strict adherence to enable all-day students throughout the country to enjoy the facility targeted at them. The progressively free secondary education policy is to help parents to afford quality education for their wards.
Some time ago, extra classes have been banned. They banned extra classes, and we are aware that extra classes still goes on in our schools. But extra classes money that is collected from the children should not be added to the school fees. You have decided that Mr. B or Mr. Z, take me through this privately. That is the student and the teacher, or parent and that teacher's agreement or arrangement.
Meanwhile, investigations are ongoing into some cases of charging of unapproved fees in some schools, including the Infantipim SHS. The GES has warned that such heads, when found culpable, will be punished.
Now to the Volta region. It's been 2 decades after completing school, and the Bishop Herman Old Boys Union and the past Ola Girls Association have said thank you to their alma mater by renovating some structures in poor shape in the school.
The classroom block with the inscription Sicut Miles Christi, meaning as a soldier of Christ, was built over 60 years ago. Due to lack of renovation over the years, the architectural design of the building has deteriorated. The 1995-year group therefore decided to give back to the alma mater by renovating the building. The group had earlier handed over a renovated pantry to the Ola Girls Senior High School at a cost of 12,000 Ghana cedis. The president of Bishop Herman Old Boys Union 1995-year group, Roland Agbozo, commended teachers of the school for their commitment. The president of the past Ola Girls Association, POGA 1995-year group, Mrs. Matilda Jomeku, urged other year groups to come to the aid of the school.
A forum to sensitize stakeholders of the GANAP 1325 project for its effective implementation has taken place in Kumasi. GANAP 1325 is a national action plan developed to recognize the needs, rights, experiences and role of women in the areas of armed conflict, peace building and peacekeeping for sustained national development.
With Ghana as a member of the United Nations, the plan was developed in line with the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 to address national and transnational security, peace and women's rights and empowerment. The participants were from the various security agencies, National Peace Council, as well as the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. The consensus was for tolerance, especially ahead of the 2016 polls, to avoid pre-election and post-election violence that has thrown many African countries off track. The acting Ashanti Regional Director of the Department of Gender and Social Welfare, Ms. Augustina Jemfi, said to further enhance the effective implementation of the project, an inter-ministerial body made up of key security agencies will soon be constituted. She said Ghana had over the past few years had her share of intrastate conflicts and called on all, especially women, to help successfully implement the plan. She said this is because women constitute a higher percentage of the vulnerable in society who suffer during conflict periods. A gender and peace consultant and resource person, Ms. Euphemia Jato, said the Ghana National Plan 1325 is critical in negotiating and advocating for peace. It is also necessary to demand political accountability and also protect the rights of women and girls. She stressed the need for tolerance and respect for each other's views to avoid misunderstanding and conflict. These have far-reaching consequences for current and future generations.
This is News Hour on GBC24 in GTV. We'll be back with business news.
Hello, good evening, and good to have you join us for the business segment of the news. I am Dorothy Ajimai. For the first time in a year, the Bank of Ghana has maintained the monetary policy rate at 26%. Though the central bank has maintained the policy rate, analysts are of the view that the 26% rate is one of the highest in history after the 27% rate in 2003. The governor of the central bank, Dr. Henry Kofi Wampa, said the bank sees risk to inflation as slow and the price movements are also moderate, hence the decision to make the rate unchanged.
It is the rate at which the central bank lends money to the various commercial banks in the country. The Bank of Ghana uses the rate to achieve the government inflation target. The year 2014 ended with a policy rate of 21%. The figure was increased to 22% in May 2015 and 24% in June 2015. In September 2015, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana increased the rate again to 25%, one of the highest in recent years. The committee said the continuous increase was to help control the rising inflation at the time. At the close of 2015 fiscal year, Ghana's policy rate was at 26%. According to the central bank, the continuous increase was to minimize the risk of inflation, which was around the 17% mark. However, at its 68th Monetary Policy Committee meeting, the central bank decided to fix the policy rate at 26%, maintaining the November 2015 figure. The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Henry Kofi Wampa, said the inflation is currently moving at a slower pace and the government is making gains on the fiscal side, hence the decision to keep the rate at 26%.
The committee has decided to maintain the policy rate at 26%. The latest release by the Ghana Statistical Service puts inflation at 17.7% in December 2015, up marginally from 17.6% in November and 17.4% in October. This indicates some moderation in price movements over the previous month. The slower pace of inflation reflects the tight monetary policy stance and ongoing fiscal consolidation. In addition, our latest survey shows that inflation expectations have broadly moderated. In the light of this assessment, the committee sees the risk to inflation and growth as balanced, and therefore decided to maintain the monetary policy rate at 26%.
On the question of whether the recent rise in fuel and utility tariffs will trigger higher inflation, Dr. Wampa said they do not expect the increment to impact severely on inflation.
Notwithstanding the unanticipated adjustment in petroleum prices and its possible pass-through effects, our inflation forecast horizon remains broadly unchanged for the delivery of the medium-term target of 8 ±2% in early 2017, barring any further unanticipated shocks.
Analysts and economists had said it would be prudent for the central bank to maintain the policy rate considering the fall in crude oil prices. The policy rate is expected to further serve as a benchmark for the various banks in setting their base lending rates.
By the 1st of February, the price of a sachet of water will cost 30 pesos. A carton of bottled water, which currently sells at 17 cedis, will now jump up to 20 cedis at the factory. The Sachet and Bottled Water Association attributes the increase to the upward adjustment in water tariffs.
This regulatory commission in December last year increased electricity and water tariffs by 59.2% and 67.2% respectively, while a 27% tax was slapped on petroleum products. The Association of Sachet and Bottled Water Producers say their cost of production has gone over the roof, given that water, electricity and fuel are key components in their production line. In an interview with the president of the association, Magnus Nunu, he revealed that there is a disparity between official rates quoted by the PURC and the actual bills received by sachet water producers.
Before this time, we all knew that 67%. So I would have added one or two together and say, okay, fine, if it's 67%, and let's say I was paying something about, let's say, 30,000, and I'm looking at something like 50,000, you know. So let me manage for now. And then the bill comes, it's about 100,000 from this thing. I mean, it is frightening. It is really, and that's where we are coming from. And there are so many twists, and I want the PURC to really come clear.
The association is also questioning what it describes as a huge disparity between rates charged alcoholic beverage producers and their members.
Somebody producing beer or somebody could produce an alcoholic beverage, and that's a moral question. The rates, as we have it on the Gazette, passed into law, it is 10.07 per cubic meter. Somebody producing bottled water, water is life, alcoholic content 0, is paying 50.76. Mathematically, it's more than 5 times. Now that's the moral question. We want to know, if it's subsidy, let us know, why are you subsidizing alcoholic beverages?
Based on the current increase in utility tariffs, the association plans to increase sachet water price to 5 Ghana cedis per bag at the retail end, translating into 30 pesos per sachet. The association warns a sachet of water may sell at 40 pesos soon if the PURC does not address some issues laid before it. Currently, a bag of water is sold by retailers at 3 cedis or 3 cedis 50 pesos depending on the brand.
Still in Accra, pig farming is good business if it is properly established. However, before one ventures into this kind of business, there should be appropriate research into how the business is managed. In order to help people succeed in this profitable business, a day workshop has been organized to educate pig farmers on the dynamics of pig farming in the country.
The economics of pig farming needs to be understood by any pig farmer or prospective pig farmer so that meaningful profit can be made. Ideally, one needs to raise a 100-kilogram pig in 6 months. Unfortunately, most farmers raise this weight in 1.5 years or 2 years, and this leads to some financial losses. To ensure that farmers in the pig industry get the right information for their businesses, the one-day workshop was organized by the Pig Farmers Association to educate members of how to go about their investment. Members were educated on how best to realize the highest returns from their labor and also find solutions to some of the challenges they are facing in the industry. The Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Hannah Bisiu, said the production of domestic livestock and the supply of meat has contributed to the reduction of poverty from 59% to 30%.
The biggest opportunity for all of us is the decreased importation of pork into the country. For instance, the country imported 2,064,639 kilos of pork in 2013 and 904,096 kilos of pork in 2014, which indicated a drastic decrease. And this deficit will have to be met by your local pork production.
The president of the association, Mr. Mensa Echampon, said the workshop will yield a lot.
Our aim is to help pig farmers raise their animals well, and we are also looking at the marketing aspect of the pig farming. People, I think about 2 years ago, when people finish rearing their animals and they are ready for market, we were not getting markets. They were not getting market, and the middlemen were really killing us. But by the grace of God, we were able to have some deals with ShopRite. They take bulk of our pigs, and presently we are not able to meet their demand.
Pig Farmers Association of Ghana, PFAG, is a non-profit, non-governmental organization formed with the combined efforts of pig farmers and other pig industry players in Ghana.
On interbank opening the week, the cedi remained resilient against the dollar and the euro to close trade at 3 cedis 82 pesos and 4 cedis 13 pesos respectively. The cedi, however, lost 10 pesos against the pound sterling to close the day's trade at 5 cedis 49 cents. By 81 cents to trade at $31.38 per barrel. Cocoa also lost by 12 cents to trade at $2,000, 860 cents per ton. Gold, on the other hand, appreciated by $2.10. That's all in this package, brought to you by Airtel, SIC and Ernest Chemist. We have more news ahead. Please do stay.
Now, some health news brought to you by FPAC. FPAC blows your pain away. 33 persons are so far known to have died from pneumococcal meningitis in affected parts of the country. To contain the disease from assuming epidemic levels, the Ministry of Health is collaborating with World Health Organization to eradicate the disease.
Meningitis is not new to the northern parts of Ghana. Owing to the dry nature of the area and the geographic location, they fall within what experts call the meningitis belt, which include countries like Senegal, the Gambia and Ethiopia. The new strain of pneumococcal meningitis between October 2015 and the 23rd of January 2016 has claimed 33 lives and infected 153 people. These cases include sporadic ones recorded in the Bunahafo region and some cases of Neisseria meningitis type C in the Ashanti region. To prevent the disease from assuming epidemic levels, the WHO is working with the Ghana Health Service.
The WHO has provided a number of laboratory equipment, including the test kits for the diagnosis of meningitis, and we will be receiving more consignment from the Afro office. Actually, this is actually through the initiative of the Deputy Minister of Health. WHO actually is a lead agency in our preparedness and response to meningitis outbreaks. The Center for Disease Prevention and Control, CDC Atlanta, has also provided primers for the confirmatory testing of samples to be done in Tamale. They are further going to support us to do serotyping of the causative organism in this outbreak. The weather is harsh and makes it ideal for the occurrence of sporadic cases. But with enhanced surveillance, cases will be detected early and managed with available appropriate antibiotics for favorable health outcomes.
The Ghana Health Service is appealing to the public to report to health facilities immediately symptoms such as headaches, cough, and vomiting. This will enable diagnosis and therefore treatment. The public is also advised to avoid contact with infected persons and also to avoid overcrowding.
The paramount chief of the Nsan traditional area, Awulai Ajefi-Kwame, has lauded the wife of the vice president, Mrs. Matilda Emisa Arthur, for her commitment for social work, especially her commitment to promote health and education by donating medical supplies and educational materials to various health facilities and schools in the country. Awulai Ajefi made the commendation when Mrs. Matilda Emisa Arthur donated medical items and books to 3 basic schools and joined him to commission a newly built CHIPS compound in the Zima East district of the Western region.
The establishment of the CHIP compound at Onzanyiye in the Nzima East district of the Western region was funded by the Ghana Rubber Estate Limited, GREL, in fulfillment of its corporate social responsibility to the people of the area. This was at the request of the paramount chief of the Nsan traditional area, Awulai Ajefi-Kwame, who is concerned about the health and welfare of his people. He again requested that the wife of the vice president, Mrs. Matilda Emisa Arthur, join him to commission the CHIP compound because of her role in delivering quality health care to the people.
Yema Buafra community participation. Ke ye mievi ekaza haila. Ye nyebia ye dwan ye meni anwo. Nkanka menimbe ne biela. Ye va ya aboabe. Na otokrin bia ye revi. An ye nyebia ka me ye de na ye fe aboabo. Manga ke mamba bua ka mbedena. Na me say eboabala wo do enyi le ka mo evi. So Osanke Oyasia about Wenzi, a Quazia Camwe about.
Mrs. Emisa Arthur was impressed that the initiative of the chief and the community resulted in the building of the health facility. She, however, reiterated her call for community participation in all spheres of the community. She then donated a quantity of medical equipment for use in the Ozanyiye CHIP compound. This, she said, was her widow's mite to supplement the effort of the government at supplying deprived health facilities in the country. She commended health workers for their dedication. At the same event, Mrs. Emisa Arthur donated cartons of varieties of books 10 laptops each and 10 desktop computers to 3 basic schools. The beneficiary schools were Domiabra MA Primary, Avrabo Primary and JHS, and Awulai Jamfi Kwame Primary and JHS, all in the Nzima East District of the Western Region. She called on school children in the area to take their lessons seriously in order to become future leaders. They promised to put the books to good use so that the BECE result can be improved. Theodora Medeto, GBC24 on Zaire.
That was Health News brought to you by FBAC. FBAC blows your pain away.
In other news, 4 suicide bombers killed about 25 people in a village in Cameroon's far north region on Monday, the most deadly in a string of recent attacks in an area beset by violence connected to Islamist militant group Boko Haram. 2 bombers struck the Bodo Central Market, while others hit the town's main entrance and exit points. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack. Cameroonian troops form part of an 8,700-strong regional force created to defeat Boko Haram, which has waged a 6-year campaign to carve out a separate state in northeastern Nigeria. Boko Haram has stepped up attacks outside Nigeria over the past year, including in Cameroon, Chad and Niger, threatening regional security. The World Health Organization has warned that the Zika virus is likely to spread across nearly all of the Americas. The infection, which causes symptoms including mild fever, conjunctivitis and headache, has already been found in 21 countries in the Caribbean, North and South America. It has been linked to thousands of babies born with underdeveloped brains, and some countries have advised women not to get pregnant. No treatment or vaccine is available. The virus was first detected in 1947 in monkeys in Africa. There have since been small, short-lived outbreaks in people on the continent, parts of Asia, and in the Pacific Islands. We'll return and take you into the sporting arena.
Theophilo Sampa, this is in partnership with Lunat and Tornado Bitters. Let's start off from tennis, where the Ghana Immigration Services Felix Lati and British JC from the Ghana Police Service are winners of the Ghana Table Tennis Association Top 8 competition. They took away a cash prize of 2,000 Ghana cedis and 1,000 Ghana cedis, aside the appearance fee.
The Ghana Table Tennis Federation Top 8 Championship is the biggest annual event on the calendar. It involves the top 8 players in both the male and female divisions. Players who competed in the men's category included Felix Lati, Derek Abrifa, Emmanuel Komi, Benjo Sam, Emmanuel Asante, Ernest Mauto, Jacob Saikum and Ishmael Adi. In the female category were Bernice Bokwe, Efoforiwa, Linda Ano, Georgina Hackman, Eva Ampa, Augustina Beidu, Beatrice Jesse and Hilda Agbuta. After an end of action from the players, 4 players were left standing. 2 officers from the Ghana Immigration Service clashed for the 3rd and 4th placed match in the male division. They were defending champions Derek Abrifa and Emmanuel Komi. Abrifa won by 3-1. In the female category, defending champion Linda Ano, also from the Ghana Immigration Service, recovered from their 3-2 defeat to Bernice Bokwe to beat Gina Ackman 3-0 to pick the 3rd spot. The final in the female category was between Beatrice Jesse from the Ghana Police Service and Bernice Bokwe from the Ghana Armed Forces. The keenly contested event saw JC winning by 3-1 to carry the day. For the male division, the tempo was higher, with both players hoping to win the accolade for the first time. Felix Lati, who was part of Team Ghana at the All-Africa Games, used his rich experience and stamina, speed and composure to dominate the entire game. Bernard Joe Sam from Ghana Revenue Authority committed elementary mistakes to lose by 3 straight sets. The sponsors, Stanbic Bank Ghana and the Graphic Sports, rewarded all participants with appearance fees and cash prizes. The monies range from 250 Ghana cedis to 1,500 Ghana cedis to the top 4 in the female category. In the male category, the top 4 received from 400 Ghana cedis to 2,000 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, the winners of the National Table Tennis League, which ended last year, the Ghana Immigration Service men and women teams, were handed over their trophies.
Staying Accra in 2 of the Lady Bombers and the national amateur boxing team, the Black Bombers Ramatu Kwei and Pamela Osei have called for support ahead of the upcoming Rio Olympic qualifier in Cameroon. The two say they are hoping to pick their qualification tickets at the competition set for March. The Ghana Amateur Boxing Federation continued with its Justify Your Inclusion exercise for the upcoming Rio Olympic qualifiers in Cameroon. In the ring to exhibit what they are made of were 2 of the Lady Bombers, Ramatu Kwei in the all-red trunks and Pamela Osei. The 2 pugilists wasted no time in making their intentions known. Ramatu, who was part of Team Ghana for the All-Africa Games in Brazzaville, Congo, dominated the first round. Pamela was forced to retire before the 3rd round. The two said they are hoping to get selected for the qualifiers.
I am yet to reach my peak. At the All-African Games, I lost, so I'm still training to get another chance.
I faced an experienced boxer, so I'll go back and prepare properly. I want to qualify for the Olympics because I know I can deliver.
4 Black women qualified for the London 2012 Olympics at the Continental Qualifier in Morocco. Ghana has won 4 medals at the Olympics, with 3 of them coming from boxing.
Let's give them a round of applause. Red is a winner.
That's us, sports.
Some arts news now. The first annual Ghana Hotels Association Award 2015 has taken place in Accra. The theme for the awards is promoting quality standards in Ghana hotels.
The Ghana Hotels Association, GHA, formed in 1975, is one of the most vibrant trade associations and a member of the Ghana Tourism Federation. With a membership of over 1,000, the hospitality industry contributes significantly to Ghana's economy in terms of revenue generation. The awards ceremony was instituted to reward deserving members for their innovation and excellent performance in the industry. The president of the association, Mr. Herbert Akwe, gave reasons for the awards.
This will provide us that opportunity to recognize each other through peer competition. It will be an opportunity for us to come, relax, and at the same time recognize and reward those in our industry who are doing very well in our pay systems.
The Housekeeper of the Year 1 and 2 category went to Central Hotel at Ridge. Alisa Hotel won the Hotelier of the Year award. Grace Jones Guest House picked the Budget category of the Front of House Manager of the Year award. Coconut Grove Regency Hotel picked 4 awards. The Royal Senchi Hotel picked 7 awards. The Kempinski won the 5-Star Hotel of the Year. Other award winners were MJ Grand Hotel, Fiesta Royal Hotel, High Haven Hotel, Islos Bay Hotel, Acacia Guest House, Blue Hill Hotel, Beach Village Golf Resort and Spa, Benkum Motel, Oak Plaza Hotel, and In-Service Training Center. The prestigious awards, which is a Lifetime Achievement Award, went to Barima Kofi J. Training the first.
This citation, Barima Kofi J. Training the first. You joined the hotel industry by the establishment of a 1-star Magdick Hotel in Koforidua. This business has now grown into a multi-complex 3-star Magdick Royal Plaza Hotel, which is one of the very best in the Eastern region.
The organizers say the annual awards is to motivate and encourage members of the association to work hard to meet the set standards in the hospitality industry.
The patronage of glamour movies is said to be going downhill with the emergence of the Kumawood movie industry. During a chat with some industry players on our showbiz segment, they gave reasons for the decline.
I played a wonderful girlfriend who actually went through a whole lot emotional trauma.
What's your name in the movie?
Mildred. Mildred.
Okay.
Yeah. Who actually went through a whole lot because of love. I wouldn't want to give the story out because we would want people to come to Accra Mall, West Hills Mall, on the 30th of January this month at the Silverbird Cinemas to come watch this movie, Shattered Life. It's a must watch.
When I get a script, I discuss with my wife. I tell her, this is the role I'm playing. Are you okay with it? And she asked me, are you going to kiss someone? Like, yes. It's like, no.
What we're doing right now is produced by somebody.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine.
An amazing producer, though.
So it's just like, it's just being like, it's just like office work that we all do. You know? So you wake up, you need to get your artists on set, get everything on board. Like the way we get here, somebody's calling us, like, where are you? Like, where have you reached? This, and all that. So you have to put everything in place and then get it done.
And we thank you for keeping company with us.
Have a good evening.